How would I ended up have seen that? How would I have seen that? Is what I wonder.
Niggers.
Like, I wonder how you found that shit.
It was on some compilation shit I seen a while ago, but that jaw had me cracking up, son. Niggers. Oh man, I know what your leaders part is. I say the N word 20 times.
With a hard R too, because it holding back.
It's definitely not for kids this episode. Goddamn shit. Like,
which episode was for kids?
Definitely not the first one. Oh, the one we did before that?
He said definitely not 1 through 9.
This is about to be for little kids over here, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stop all this goddamn cuss.
All this
goddamn.
Yo, speaking of which, I was laughing when your dad was like, what, is that a drink? On the last episode.
Wait, what'd he do?
When he asked you, is that a drink? Yeah. That shit was funny. Just the timing. I was like, he grew. He did. That wasn't me.
You bought him.
Hey man, lead the horse to water.
I was drinking water before you got here. Bitch. I was at the reservoir. Enjoying my time. He said, come drink from over here.
I said, have a little of this. More than a little bit.
I'm gonna say what? Oh shit, dog. How you feeling?
Oh shit, it's been a little bit. Like goddamn, I can't complain. Life is great actually. Like, goddamn, I've been getting myself centered and shit. You know. What about yourself?
I can't say that. I cannot say that at all.
Well,
know what I'm saying?
I will say one of the things that also like fed into me feeling great. I saw your story right on Instagram. You were saying you in grind mode, and I was just like, it inspired me to a point where I was like, I know I'm doing a lot. It's 7 days a week. I got to be doing something. But I can still do more. You know what I'm saying? And like, cause I know certain things that come up out of nowhere that made you have to get in your bag. And I was just like, you know what I'm saying? He still found time to do, but that goes back to what was important to us. The gym is one of your outlets, or it has been for mine. And also just, what is it? If I was looking at my phone, I'll show you this.
And this is coffee, by the way. I'm not drinking.
You ain't got to prove nothing to nobody.
I know, but along
He
with
said I wanna.
along with my hello.
I said, man, this ain't got. Now, if anything, no, I did think about it. I need to put these in cups because I think just learning the ropes of business and media. Yeah. But happiness, hard work, patience. The median of that is success.
Yeah.
And so I've been putting more of my focus in the happiness area of life. Cause nigga, it's gonna be hard to be move forward when you don't feel so good.
Yeah, that's always been the challenge in life, and I think Joe brought this up about how like women have like the privilege to like post like the hardships they're going through on social media. Like as men, we kind of have to just deal with that shit. Yeah, and just be like, fuck that.
Well, I mean,
but there's also in turn where we're learning how to deal with it, and we're also being productive at the same time.
Right.
Not falling into bad ways of thinking, not falling into unproductive things, bad habits. Like you don't want to dig yourself in a deeper hole than what you think that you actually already are, but a lot of times you really aren't. Right. You know what I mean? So
that hole is what I've been trying to climb out of in this time, and that's why I feel so good. I feel like I'm out of the hole, and it's crazy because like putting it in perspective, they're blessings. These are good problems to have, the ones that I do have. So just clearing out the fog and getting the clarity of how to move forward. That's how it's been feeling for the last year.
Yeah, and if anything, like like that's like my story was just like, it kind of put me back into. I felt like I was back where I was in January. You know what I mean? Mentally, at least.
Speak to that though. Where exactly you were in January?
I really felt. I felt like I had to really work towards like getting myself out of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
And that took a lot of discipline, effort, consistency, and having like to just grapple, like I said, with your feelings while you're going through these things.
Right.
Because you can't stop.
Right.
Especially now, I
Right.
I can't stop what I'm doing, because now there's a little bit more too much on the line.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's a little bit more enhanced. But if it's one thing that that's different before then is that I did that, so now I know how to handle it now.
Yes.
You know, so like that first day or two was definitely like rough on me mentally. But since then I've been, you know, finding my way to get back into the groove of it all.
Right.
You know, and not being like so caught up here and not thinking shit is like the end of the world. You know what I mean? Like having the time to, you know, like my prior story said, which is to breathe, like take your time, center yourself, like, and not put pressure on yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to be in control of all this.
Isn't it funny how it takes accomplishing something to realize how easy it is?
Yeah.
You know, like before getting in this situation, you probably felt like it was a mountain more so than a molehill. Yeah. And now that you are here, you know, like say like random thing comes at you to try to set you back, you realize that you can handle that too, and it's just like it's all proof of concept almost. Like you need these random adversities, and you need things to remind you or show you that you are capable.
Yeah, and I also think too, it is, and I'm using the gym as a reference, but it's all meant to build strength, you know, in one way or another. And I definitely felt like, even though I wasn't prepared for it, a part of me was kind of looking for something to work towards again.
Yeah.
And this was the thing I probably would have chose. But, you know, God works mysteriously. However, I'm like, all right, you know, I get it. I have to take responsibility, accountability. This is going towards a greater thing. You know what I mean?
It is so funny how, because you said the mysterious ways, and it's so funny how we always get a lot of what we want, but not exactly the way we saw it coming.
No.
Not at all.
It's on some fucking genie shit. I want to be like, I don't know, like, I want all the women in the world. And it's like, he give you literally all women, children, old witches, like sperm, all type of shit. Like, no.
All the animal women.
All the animals.
You get the praying mantis that rip niggas' heads off after sex. She said, hell, you want me, huh?
You get dead women. You get all type of shit. Like, anything. But it's like, I didn't want that. You know what I'm saying?
You get man women.
Stripper. Come into the door. I heard your call. Here I am. I'm a little twist.
And I'm here. The motherfucker. You recently, you recently had a photo shoot though, like getting more into the motherfucking flow of things. Yeah, like you got your grind mode going on as far as W2 work, but then that's coming in too.
Yeah.
Speak to that, like motherfucking. How do you see yourself in said industry?
It's funny because when we were out, you know, she had asked me like, "What's your next milestone for photography?" And at first, I was about to give her a generic answer, and then I stopped. I had to think about it. I'm like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know. I was like, I guess the next thing would just be to start doing it full time.
Right.
But she was like, that's really good. You know, have you thought about, you know, how much you would need to make in order to have it be full time? I'm like, damn, this bitch smart. I was like, I couldn't answer, but it put into perspective for me that me and her are doing the same thing. But like she's teaching me things on the business side where I'm teaching her stuff on like the creative side. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've always said I wanted to just get better at business, and specifically the business that I'm trying to be in. So where I find myself in it is still very entry level. Even though I've done a whole lot and I've gotten paid for things, and I have stuff under my belt.
Yeah.
But when I look at others who are doing it at a consistent level, who are making more out of it than I am.
Right, right.
It just goes back on me that I'm like you said, I'm not doing enough, and I need to do more.
You know, I listen to that perspective on your photography, and it makes me like realize where I am with like my art and my music and whatnot. And the fact of the matter is, because what I'm hearing from you and what it sounds like for the both of us is that we're not taking it as seriously as we could, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because like it's like we enjoy the art and creativity of it.
Yeah.
It's just the business aspect. If we really want to do this thing for money,
right,
then that's the difference there. Do we want to do it for money?
I do.
Well, photography, of course, like that's and then even music. I can't speak to not wanting to do it for money because, like, it can be monetized.
Yeah.
I created something that can be monetized. So sure, let's make money. Let's do it big. Let's get more eyes on this thing. Like, but like to do that, you'd have to take it seriously and not just enjoy the art.
Yeah, I realized this recently, and it's in my notes, but and I'll add on to it. But I feel like lately, what's been kind of holding me back, just from even going as hard as I possibly could, is like seeking approval and like being scared of failure. You know what I'm saying?
Fear of failure.
Like those two things kind of always have gone like hand in hand for me. And if it's one thing I practiced at was not fear of failure, but I haven't kind of practiced enough not seeking approval. You know what I'm saying? Like that's been like the threshold I haven't necessarily even attempted to kind of like go through just yet.
Well, that speaks to what you said about Atlanta and you feeling like you could make moves in there because like a new palette will give you a new image.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, say I'm thinking about Instagram and advertising my music to my followers. These are the same followers that I've been following, and these, you know what I mean? Like, this is the same shit. You know, to put yourself in a different pool, you'll feel as if like you're starting from where you are and not where you were.
Right.
And so people you don't have a feeling that people remember who you were. Like you know, you're only presenting yourself from the now.
Right.
And that's all it sounds like you need is a fresh palette.
Yeah, but even then,
Or a
it's
wider
like,
wider base, wider audience.
and that's a possibility. But if I'm being a little more realistic, I have to, as Aaron would say, just stop being a little bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? For real, because at the end of the day, it's like, man, like, shit just becomes a little bit too much up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, I went to the gym just Saturday, and as I'm just working out, I'm like, man, like, none of that shit, none of it matters. And I hate when I get like that because by the time I realize it, I feel like I wasted a lot of time. And then it's just like, man, you just gotta you gotta set that shit to the side. Because at the end of the day, what's gonna matter is that next year you're gonna be thinking about what you were doing at this time.
You know, it's funny you mention that because, like, just a moment ago we was talking about that. Shit. It went right into it. Like, okay, the discipline, the mindset, like, fuck. It was right on the tip of my tongue, like, because the way I was going to say it, we was talking about Miss Lady. I was cutting off the ladies and whatnot because oh, and you said be good. What you mean? And I didn't mean it in a bad context. But like I caught myself, for example, that this is part of that seeking approval thing, right? Like motherfucking, I realize what's good for me, and so that's what I'm doing, and that's what I need to be focused on because I know what keeps me focused on my path.
Right.
And so, like, as far as entertaining more than one woman, I have the freedom to do so. It's that I'm at the point in my life where I'm making a choice, and it's more powerful when I choose not to, as opposed to like feeling like I was forced into a situation or coerced, or you know I had to. I mean, like this is I'm still not committed. You know what I mean? However, I'm making a choice to narrow my vision. You get me?
Yeah.
And so like as far as like seeking approval and whatnot, that's where that came into mind. That's one of those things, and like the time that it takes for me to come to certain realizations and stuff. Like this weekend, I was talking to you about topics and voice notes, and I was mad as hell at the time, and so I said some things I ain't mean, or I meant them.
No, you
I meant
them.
them.
You meant them.
But like I can't, like, by the time today comes around, I come to the conclusion that these are things in the past that I can't do anything about.
Right.
You know, and I'm supposed to be moving forward. Sure, like it's easier to let go of these things than to hold on to it, but it's also easier said than done.
Yeah.
And so like I'm working on that. However, like, yeah, you know, the time that it be taking is like what you said when you was in the gym and you realize that these things don't matter. You know, after some, you know, reflection, I'll realize that, man, I was just in my feelings.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we got to move forward.
Yeah, and that's the. I think that's kind of like the challenge of when you have the ability to kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's just like,
because now it's time to discipline yourself.
Yeah, now you have to get into the groove and into the momentum in which you have to succeed in whatever you consider to be success.
Yes.
And I like I said, I definitely found myself getting a little content knowing that I had accomplished, you know, moving out.
Right.
And I was like, man, like, you know, and I still had more goals, but it wasn't nothing like giving me like that kick in the ass to go. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I've always been. I've always needed just a little like get the fuck out type shit. Nah, for real, because honestly, it takes me a little longer to like getting going on my own. I need that initial, do that shit.
Do you feel like you have a cushion to fall back on?
What do you mean?
I'll put it prospectively. Bria had posted something on her story saying, and it was, you know, one of those wordy things that basically said, I grind like I do because I got nobody to fall back on.
Well then, yeah, I do then, yeah.
That might be a crutch,
and that's part of the reason why like two Apps has always been kind of. It's hard to fight that because it's always been there, and it's a constant
safety net.
Yeah, it's a constant reminder because I'm still having and getting help. You know what I mean? I'm still getting support.
Right.
You know, and not like in anything crazy, but just like day to day. But in that way, I'm just like I'm still trying to bring forth more of my independence. I'm still trying to, you know, make it happen on my own.
Right.
Fuck up and learn. Yeah. Like just still do it on my own because I know that is the case. So to go a little harder, it needs to come less from anything that will get me going first, and it has to come from me first. You know.
Well, I want to go back and clarify that, like, I don't. It has a negative connotation to it when I say crutch. However, you are blessed. And that's another synonym for what I'm saying. And so don't feel bad about that. Yeah. Because that's a different path and a different structure. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like it's meant for you. It's meant to be the way it is because it is. Right. And so that's not something you should feel bad for. More so than being aware of it and moving forward with tact is all.
Yeah, for sure. And I keep reminding myself, like, man, like, you're 24 now. Like, you're 24 now.
We getting old, man.
And
we're young, but it's just that, you know, looking back, it was just 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
It was not too long ago. This is all we was doing. Like, that's all it was.
We was doing this in McDonald's.
Yeah. That's it. You know, staying
at like 14, 13.
Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Not bullshit, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything productive.
Right.
Like how we're doing now. So, to take it to the next level, and when I see, and I guess this is going to the next topic about like social media, because you know you brought up how you know you've been taking a break from it.
It's not on my phone anymore.
And I realized that lately, because I have been feeling, it's definitely been doing me a huge disservice. Because now I'm just like, I'm having like a whole lot of FOMO.
What's that?
Fear missing out.
Oh, yes.
Whole lot of FOMO, like, you know, wanting this bitch, wanting that bitch.
Yes, and I knew the feeling.
Like, what else? Comparing myself
That's
to
what
like,
I meant when I said, like, I can't get on social media, but I wouldn't the fuck what I see. Like, but continue comparing yourself.
Comparing myself to people who do what I do, or like, you know, like the niggas who are like, you know, working out and shit like
big
that.
busky.
Yeah, or like, even if they're not big busky, like, you know, niggas who built like me, but like they just look good. I'm like, damn, this nigga look great. Like,
his fucking beard is full.
Yeah,
just
like,
finding some inconsistency
anything.
with yourself.
I'm just like, niggas arms bigger than chest, arms, legs, everything.
You know what I'm saying?
You know?
It gets you thinking about motherfuckers that aren't thinking a lick about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
rent free.
It's such a trap too, and it throws me off so much, especially when like I said, when I'm not already feeling good mentally, and you're constantly consuming all this other shit that is not meant to help you, it makes everything fucking worse.
You
like,
said the
bad.
perfect word. The key word was consuming. I've been watching my consumption like a motherfucker because like the reason that old school motherfuckers could be so level headed is because they didn't have all this bullshit programming.
Yeah.
And I realized like the looking at your phone, everything you consume, everything you let in is like a programming, and it's part of your makeup. And so like I'm what you laughing at?
Nah, I'm just thinking of the clip I just played in the beginning.
Thinking
about consuming.
right. And you think about all your consumption, you're like, damn. No wonder everything's a joke. I'm always looking at funny shit. This nigga always looking for something to laugh at.
You might be on to something.
Yeah.
You might be on to something. I'm damn sure.
Right.
I'm damn sure. Got a whole meme page dedicated just to laughing at
dog, shit. It's all curating what you want to think about. Like, and I realized, yo, social media ain't doing me no good because look at that curation that I've created. My followers, not my followers, that doesn't dictate what I see more so than who I follow.
Yeah.
And my following, like who I'm following, like, oh my God, just 70-something% women. I looked at the statistics, a little over over 75%.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And like goddamn, just you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't get up there without getting horny. You know what I'm saying? And, like it just got to a point where I'm more it's becoming clearer what's meant by what good energy is and what good people are and like what they can do for you, and just I'm becoming more aware of the real world and not the virtual world.
Right. Yeah. And that's usually, and I feel like too, like and maybe, you know, maybe you might feel different, but maybe even as like kids, like it felt easier not to. I feel like it was easier to just kind of be like in reality. You know what I mean?
It was.
Because it wasn't, social media was prominent, but it wasn't totally capitalized like it is how it like nowadays.
Right.
And we could separate the time.
I feel like our generation may have it may have been easier for us. Because like we were eased into social media while some were born into it.
Yeah, we're at the start of it.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw the birth of social media.
Yeah.
Some of these kids, social media saw their birth.
Right.
You get me? And so like, we still had the foundation of playing with other kids and
going outside.
You know what I mean? Going outside, enjoying human company and shit, and knowing how to interact.
I peep this shit.
People don't know how to interact, right?
That, and when I'm watching like compilation videos, like TikToks or whatever, it'd be like so many like TikToks to like kids in school. I'd be like, yo, I would have never been allowed to put my phone out,
right,
and record,
right,
make whole TikToks in class.
Now teachers are sitting here doing TikToks with their
and I'm
students.
like, yo, this is I could not.
Yeah,
that would have been a whole write up. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
But now this is what y'all like, yo, it blows my mind.
You're not even supposed to have your phone on you, man.
And I'm like, yo, that shit is crazy.
So much has changed.
Niggas used to sneak text onto their desk while they fucking taking notes like this, like.
And we discussed a lot of this in the last episode, just about like, you know, right-wing thoughts and conservatism and stuff. Or if I said that correctly, I don't know. I'm just
conservative, yeah.
Whatever. But you know what I mean. And, like the bottom line is that like a lot of what has been tradition and what has been set in place was set in place to create a standard of like upholding yourself.
Right.
And you know, it upheld a certain standard. And I think just like, you know, I see America or anything, America as a business, a human, the universe is a big human, right? So like just thinking of the United States as a person, like you lowering your standards is going to lower the quality of your interactions, you know? And like, what are we creating here? Like, what are we creating for the next president and this and that? I don't fear it. It's just like a reality that, you know, civilizations rise and fall. And it's a shame that I feel like I was born into a time where this great civilization is coming to its decline.
I can see how you would feel that way.
But so much is getting good too.
I'm gonna say, I feel like this is still just the beginning. I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface of what shit could be.
Yeah, I'll lean towards the positive though, because in my lifetime things are great.
Yeah,
so I mean the pandemic came and that was one of my best years.
Yeah, not me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good. You know,
2019 was real bad.
Yeah, enjoy that time. Enjoy 2020.
He said, enjoy your highs, nigga.
Enjoy that.
Them low frequencies.
They gonna come.
He said, you about to be homeless again.
Dancing with my. Nigga gonna be busting them moves.
Nah, let me not speak that shit. Shit, but that's speaking to that. Crutch was talking about, like we was talking about earlier, like no negative connotation to that. Like I said, that's a blessing because there's nothing wrong with looking both ways before you cross the street. You know what I mean? We remember that's a perfect analogy for our personalities.
It's so funny
because I remember being in Claymont and just being across the street and looking back. And nigga used to
for real, it was literally cars coming. And
there you go.
You literally walked right in between them. I'm just like,
they don't want our case.
I said, what's this nigga doing? I'm like, yo, like, come on. I'm like, no. You come back.
I'm coming around.
Like, nigga, I'll meet you up there. You playing.
He said, nigga, I'm going home.
You play too much.
Crazy, man.
Crazy ass.
That's what I was thinking. I'm mad, too, because you know where Crazy Man came from?
What?
You gonna laugh. VeggieTales. Crazy Man. I was like, wait, no, that ain't what I'm looking for.
Will you tell me you saw the ludicrous video I sent you?
Yo, I did. I was like, yo. See, and what's crazy is it was muted at first. I thought you were trying to say that my hair was gonna look like that, or I was gonna look like that.
Yo,
I was like, they sending me some compliments.
Wait. This nigga always taking some shit so personal. Forever, like
I am. Yo, at the job, like but I love that part of me because it lets you know who I am up front. Like at the job, for example, last night, matter of fact, my like the the motherfuckers that tell you your scan rate and shit. The OG dude who usually is there wasn't there last night, so motherfucking the IntelliSource niggas was really the only ones there for it, and they don't even work like with us.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be telling me nothing.
Yeah. I'm about to say they was telling me because they don't talk to us.
But
ever.
like boy came up to me. He was just like telling me my scan rate, and then he said, "What's up?" And I was just like, "What's up? What's up?" What you mean, what's up? Like, it was like, oh, I just meant like, but I had to lay down the law real quick. I was just like, I'm gonna get it done. What you talking about?
This nigga said, what's up? He said, fight.
Real shit, like, but like, motherfucking, Yeah, he came. I seen him coming back around, and he was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I meant what's up because I didn't hear you." I was like, "Oh, see, I thought you meant what's up. Like, why am I not doing good?" And I was like, "Nigga, I'm going to get it done." Like, and he was like, "Yeah, no, we cool." Didn't try not to look at me the whole rest of the shit. Like every time I see him, I was just like, "Dog, I ain't mean it like that." But it's just. Stranger or personal friend, like a lot of times that part of me just bleeds into the rest of my life. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I mean, hey,
no, I'm not.
I know.
I needed to know. I needed to clarify.
I know. It's a way where you can still figure out if something is personal or not before you just jump to this shit is personal off the gate. Like,
you know what?
Fuck you.
Figure that out.
When you sent me that text, you was like, I can see you in one of those moods today. Yeah. Nigga, this was the fuck I meant. I'm like,
I said, figure that out. I ain't go that hard. Not this time. Come on now.
I saw that shit.
I fell back.
I was like, this nigga really mad at me. Like, you saying shit.
Nah, it was literally and granted, I looked back on the voice note and it wasn't very clear.
Yo, you was just like, we can talk about that in
I was high. And I was pooping. I was like, but anyway. But yeah, like, when you gave me the short end of the answer, I was just like, oh, this nigga being short with me. And he didn't even see my point. Oh, he must got an attitude. Nigga, figure that out. So it was, yeah.
Oh my God, son.
It happened to everybody. Dawn. Oh, we got that. He said it twice. He said, Rod Digger. But I mean, like, it ain't like I'm famous, but it's not like it's like a big deal. But this lady, she was just like, motherfucker, what she said? She was like, because luckily she was asleep, and so she had a smooth day and everything. I didn't ruin it with no thoughts or anything. So by the time I got to the end of my thoughts, I was just like, I should just let it go, and sent that at the end. And when I got home, I explained that to her because she was staying overnight and whatnot. And I was like, I sent you a message. I'm glad you were asleep because I was just in my head. And after a few minutes went by, I was just like, I should let this go. And she was like, and once I explained to her, she was like, so, like, 16-year-old me? Like, nigga, I'm 28. Like, I was just like, I don't care. That's you. That's your character. Like, but like, and it wasn't nothing deep. It's just like parties and having fun and dancing and shit. But like, I was gauging that, like, because I'm such a focused personality that doesn't party much, that doesn't get out much. Like, if that's what you like. Yeah, if that's the kind of thing you like, then, I might be the person that can enjoy meeting you at that scene one day when I'm out. But if you expect that personality of me to, like, consistently moving forward, focused on fun, nigga, I told you last episode, my fun is like sex and that's about it. Like, I have fun getting my goals accomplished. Like, I mean, making myself better in different ways. Like, my fun is probably boring to people. So I really used that to distance myself from the dating scene.
And I think that's kind of where a lot of like the balance comes in for me, because I want to have my self improvement. What the fuck is that?
Relish.
This nigga a bird, for real.
It was in my beer. Now, granted, the can was open in my fridge, but I said, continue, nigga.
Nigga was eating a hot dog.
So it's a whole hot dog, a whole wiener.
It just slide down your throat.
made the noise too. I was like, that's why I had to stop. I was like, what the fuck? Because I was holding the can in my own vision, but I realized that like all this is being recorded, so another motherfucker gonna see it and be like, that's it. I looked at my hand like that, and I was just like,
this nigga.
and I'm gonna make it that big too.
This nigga said. He said, "Damn."
Nigga was impressed with his imagination.
He said, "This shit bad."
Damn, Casper. This shit crazy.
Oh shit.
Nigga crazy. It's out of fuck. Nigga, I ain't never face sweat. This is crazy. Nigga almost took my body off.
I told you to get high in this
I turned around, you had horns and shit. He said, it's probably the 211 too. This shit ain't helping.
Yeah, I'm drinking this hot ass coffee. This shit got me burning up.
This nigga fired up. For the good.
You wrote a little got it fired up.
Yo.
You don't know what the fuck we talking about now.
Speaking of fired up, you know what got me fired up recently, dog? This stupid bitch at my fucking job. This is after the mask mandate is up, dog. Now, granted, a couple of states have gone back to having to have the mask mandate.
Really?
I think Atlanta was one of them.
Shit, I ain't going back now. I'm going to Texas.
Yo, speaking of Texas, though. Yo, I told you, like, my sister had come over my crib randomly, right? And so she was talking about Texas, and guess how much, like a 2-bedroom house, backyard, all that shit. She found one of them. Guess how much it cost?
Wait, what, 600? I killed this whole nigga thunder. My bad, you. How much is it?
He's supposed to say 1,000. It was 670.
My bad, I was way off.
But you was close. God damn it. I wanted it to be a big surprise. But yeah, no, the prices in Texas is crazy low. Like,
yeah,
they got some good real estate out there. But motherfucking this bitch had 3 masks on. Like 3 layers of mask. I was like, I can't hear what you're saying. And I was like, oh, I see. You doubled up the mask. Just like,
this bitch deaf.
I was just like, And it got me to thinking, like, I'm gonna get killed for this. Only ugly bitches wear masks now.
Yeah, when you said that shit.
Cause she really was like finding every reason not to show her face, probably.
Yeah, honestly, it's true though, cause when I found out we didn't have to wear a mask, and the one problem solver girl, she was like, "You look different," and I was like, "Oh, it's probably because I don't got my mask on." She was like, "You were cute before, but now you real cute." I was like, "Bitch, I just clocked it."
He said, "Well, bitch, suck my dick."
I got a problem with you to solve.
I got some problem balls. Nah, but like, motherfucker,
I got problem balls.
Yo, speaking of problems and balls, you know I got a problem with catching footballs, right? I got a cannon.
Wait. I didn't know where you was going.
You ain't know where I was going. Problem in balls.
I was like, yo, this is going 12 different directions.
He said, "Oh no."
I said, they're gonna kill you now.
But motherfucker, you know, at the job and shit. And so, like, overnight shift, we be doing our thing. And dude usually got the football with him. So, like, goddamn, it get late in the night. You start, you know, we're between DE and DCCC.
All the way, toward the shelves?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that long stretch?
Yeah.
That's where we was throwing the football and shit.
Man, nigga, we can't do that shit during day shift.
Yeah, see, I told you night shift got that work.
Yesterday, they was playing music on speakers and shit like that. Cause it was like no one in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And they was cussing and shit.
Yeah,
I love it.
Like,
but motherfucking, and that's another thing too. I'm the little things make me so happy, so grateful. It's good energy. That's one thing I can say about this place. It's genuine positive energy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of genuine. I've never seen as much of it.
But back to you.
But back to what I was saying. Problems with balls. Like, just throwing a football back and forth. You know, I can throw, like, you know what I mean? But he threw it to me.
That nigga said. He did the Jerry Ray flag.
Nigga almost. I catch a Holy Ghost before I catch a football. I swear to God. Real shit though. Alhamdulillah. I can't catch a ball. Alhamdulillah, I can't catch a ball. No, but real shit though, I was mad at myself. I was like, dog, we gotta get back out in the field, man, get some practice in. Cause like my throwing, I'm good. Like I can, you know what I mean? I can throw with the best of them. I cannot catch for shit. Look, I even had the gloves on. God damn it.
I'm glad they meant for catching.
Yo, but they could.
They meant for picking, nigga. Yeah, you need a picking, nigga.
You love that shit. Like you are racist. This nigga white. No wonder your hair grow like that, you motherfucker. You ain't black. You ain't a Paul. You a nigga that's still.
He say you brown-eyed white devil.
You brown white motherfucker.
I'm Uncle Ruckus. Nigga, that is scared you trying to beat some shit.
What?
You never seen that episode? He's like, nigga, that's because you're trying to have fun.
You know what's funny? I was just looking that up because Dawn was like, would you? Oh my God, that's twice. But this lady was like, she was wrong about something because I was like, wait,
she was wrong.
Yeah. I said, wait a minute, that don't sound right. I had to look it up and of course, I'm right. But it's like, I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you. But like motherfucking, what is it? I was looking up the writer of the Boondocks and motherfucking.
Aaron
said,
Kruger.
yeah, and they said that they cut that off due to him like not having his writing rubbed the higher ups the wrong way.
Oh yeah, for sure. He was touching on things that were like, you know, that were kind of hot.
Yeah,
and like,
and that was 2014. I wonder how he could he has to find another medium.
It came out before then. It was a comic book at first.
Yeah, they stopped him then. I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
in 2014, and I'm saying he has to find another medium to express himself through.
I think the last time I checked, I think he said he was done with the Boondocks.
Done?
Yeah.
Well, be done with the Boondocks, but you're writing the satire that you put on the truth of America.
Yeah.
We need that, like, because he had writers like that can write that because they have a position that places them in direct.
But you got
perspective of what's going on.
Like, he was before his time. Like now that's the thing to do.
Is it done well?
I'm not saying it's done well, but now what he was doing then is what's going on nowadays. You know what I mean? Like the whole the satire on life and politics, the racial issues, and
True.
all those things.
It's like it's obvious now. We know there's problems now.
Yeah, and now that's the wave of what a lot of people's content is.
So it wouldn't really draw as many eyes as it used to, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of times people refer back to the show because that shit was touching on things that are still relevant to this day.
Right.
Like the whole episode when Martin Luther King came back. You know what I mean?
It's It's better to be before the time than after or during. Because you're just late at that point, I guess. You're you're going with the groove instead of creating it.
And you had to be like this. Not only was it just like a good like commentary on like the social things, but it was just funny as fuck. It was like really well done. Like what?
No, I'm nothing. That's my face.
Oh, I started looking. I was like, what the fuck? Boy. I was about to go crazy. What?
He said, I don't. I've been in here.
I said,
said, oh, hell no. Hell no. He was about to say his conglomerates. I said, nigga, sit your big ass down.
I said, cool, smash.
I've been waiting for this. He said, nigga, been practicing.
He said, oh, this got a nice shit out of here.
Nigga couldn't wait to find something to put that action on. Like, he saw a roach. He said,
Nah, nigga, I've been like,
he been waiting to use them muscles.
nigga, I would have got up. I've been like, shit. Like, y'all can have this lease back. I'm trying to work no more. Y'all got this shit.
Nah. Imagine though, like if you did see something, like, would you be able to deal with it? Is that cool? Have you seen anything that makes you feel like, hey, y'all got me from the apartment thing? And no, this has been like what you imagined it to be.
It's good.
Good.
I haven't had any issues. If anything, the water pressure in the fucking sink in the kitchen is still mad low. And keep forgetting to fucking tell them about it.
Dog.
But it just hasn't been like urgent enough for me. Like I don't know. But outside of that, like everything is.
My sink. You remember how whenever you do like goddamn my kitchen sink. I use the bathroom sink to fucking wash my dishes. Kitchen sink come out so slow, but like again, I ain't tripping like motherfucking. I remember when we was I was here on a move-in day and whatnot, and I was riding with your dad when we had a couple things in the car. He was mentioning like you don't want to like expand your like apartment size or anything like and I was just letting him know like you know, the whole McDade Boulevard experience was me getting that suburban feel that you know what I mean, getting out of the, you know what I mean, like, basically, it's like a been there, done that thing and everything. Now, when I was there, I just decided that it's all aesthetics.
Yeah.
You know, and at this point, like, I'm doing exactly what I had planned to do, which was reduce the cost of living and then have my overhead be lower than the money I'm making so that I can stack more and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I wouldn't have been able to have gotten the truck that I do have in the meantime had I not reduced the cost of living to offset that. So, like, you know what I mean? It's all just strategizing the lifestyle. And that's a lot of what I'm realizing, too. Like, I feel like I am winning. Like, I feel wealthy.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not, like, rich, like, but I have things that money can't buy at this point in my life. Like when I tell you like the reason I feel so good about making the choice of just like narrowing my vision with the women especially is because like my upbringing has made me not trust women and whatnot and like et cetera, and just be like kind of a dog. But like I've never seen the kind of loyalty I've seen. You know what I mean? Like, despite us not even being, you know what I mean, a thing. Right. Just the camaraderie and the motherfucking, I tell her every day is in the past. So what you've done for me is only what you've done for me and not what is going to happen and not what you can do. So I'm always weary because this is just the lifestyle I've created for myself. I didn't expect to meet anybody that was so cool. But like, I feel like that is something genuine that you really cannot buy. Right. Like that shit. And a lot of times I'm finding myself in a position where life is giving me gifts and like I get them first and I can show the people around me, even like yourself, the paths of our lives, going door to door, me seeing that experience and then leaving it, and then even though we weren't talking, like you running into that experience, it just, that really speaks to me. And so I really pay attention to a lot of my experiences, and I try to make sure that I'm making the right decisions for those that follow. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because like right now I feel like I'm making a good decision and what's right for me. Right. And I feel like it'll be a good blueprint to what it will look like for yourself.
Yeah. It's interesting because as I'm hearing you speak, I'm thinking about like how I know just like a few weeks prior, like, you know, you weren't necessarily feeling like this level of like happiness all the way entirely. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you know, we go through these times of just up and down of feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we do.
So I kind of I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm thinking about like when, not really when, but like what's it gonna take to like maintain that? Yeah, like how is it gonna be possible to maintain that? Cause you know, I remember doing, you know, you mentioned door to door. Aaron would always say, you know, the field is really a mirror. It's a reflection of like your strengths and your weaknesses. And one of my major weaknesses was that I was always up and down so much, week to week, day to day. Couldn't control my attitude. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't consistent enough to where I would make such an impact on things. And that's a reflection of my life. You know what I mean? Like I'll be so good at one point, and then like the next time it's just totally down, and it's like, oh, I'm good again. It's like that. So now I think now I'm trying to get to the point where we're like, I'm back up, and it's staying that way, and knowing that no matter what's happening in life, I can still always be happy with the way things are going because it's still going.
I think I told her that our relationship in my life is so great. Like my circle is small. You're part of it. She's part of it. Sister. You know, it's very small. But like I think I told her that about the thing that we discussed with the yin and yang, how we're so different, but we draw from each other like a school discussion board.
Yeah.
Because we're experiencing these things together, so we're like drawing from experiences to kind of teach ourselves,
right?
You know, life. And with that, what was I saying? Fuck.
About us like being yin and yang.
Yeah. However, you were saying, what were you saying? Like at the end of your part of
how to maintain like being like content and happy at that level, like up again, and
oh yes,
that way.
The thing that really helped me was having this contrast of you in my life, because I had to realize what works for you and what works for me. And it made me focus more on what works for me. And like just simplifying things and understanding that while it may look some way to the outside world, I understand what it really is. So I don't have to justify it, and I don't have to act outside of that. I have to stay in my lane, is what I'm calling it. And I found my lane when I stopped looking at yours. You know what I mean? Like we have such synchronous paths that like I be thinking that we have to do the same things because that's what's good for us.
Right.
But when I realized that some things that may be good for you aren't good for me, that's when I started focusing more on what is. Right. And I already had that. And so like yeah, that's one of the things that's the how anyway. You start focusing more on, because it may not be exactly the same for you. You may not need exactly the same things.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting to. Like, I always like to know what works for others to kind of, like you said, we'll figure out what, you know, will work for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've always kind of done it, not in the sense that, you know, we should do all the same things, but in the way where, like I said, I can figure it out on my own. Like, I want to see how you do it, and then I can try it out for myself. Right. You know, and what it means for me to do it.
However, you just saying that speaks to the strategy that I was speaking to earlier, just of making sure the things that I do, I feel like I'm paving a way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I experience a lot of things first, and I have to be responsible with what I do with them because I'm showing people how to do it. Right. And so, like for example, my immediate family, or my sisters, my mom and stuff, I feel like I've been on a roll for so long that they're waiting for me to fuck up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, motherfucker, I've just been such an asshole about like mistakes and who didn't listen to me and like that I feel like they're waiting for me to fuck up so they can rub it in my face.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when, you know, it's put out in the air like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but like I don't give a fuck because I'm trying to help you.
It's like the Floyd Mayweather thing. Like, you know, you talk a lot of shit, and of course you back it up.
Yeah.
But everyone doesn't watch your fight to see you win.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a beautiful concept that you just created.
They're not watching you to see you win. They're watching you to see you fail, to see you fall.
That's beautiful what you just created right there. Because, like, it's true. And of many successes, it's just like, okay, I'm going to have haters. I'm going to have people who want to see me fail. They paid to see me fail. That's how I stay paid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so it's just like, I stay blessed because motherfuckers believe that I'm wrong. But I really, I try to move in what's right for me and then bring the proof back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And to your point, I've always kind of known what works for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just always remaining consistent and not second guessing that.
Yeah.
Because what worked for me has got me here.
Yo, I'm so proud of you. That just came out of me like motherfucker. Yo, like this is beautiful. The fact that we made it this far, no kids, we're doing, and this is what I mean by the wealth thing. It's just like maybe we're not rich, we're not driving a Wraith, newest car, we're not here and we're not there, but these things are intangible. Yeah. You can't buy not making mistakes that you can't take back.
Right.
Kids, marriage, things that have set you back in your entire life.
Yeah.
You cannot take those things back.
Right.
And you can't pay for those experiences or you can't refund those experiences.
Yeah.
So the fact that we've dodged so many obstacles along this way, I'm just so proud of us.
Yeah.
And super proud.
When you said that, I want to touch on something later, but back to my original point, which was you know, I didn't.
You want to type it in and write it down?
No. I
don't remember.
I remember it. I got it.
I trust you.
Yeah, because it's something I thought about the other day. But yeah, what has been working for me is what has gotten me here, and it's what's allowed me to achieve, you know, other things in my life, you know, big or small. It's it's always those times where you know, that confidence isn't always there. It's that self-doubt, it's the second guessing, it's the fear of failure. Like it's a lot of things, you know what I mean? A lot of mental roadblocks I have to get through before I have to, you know, start getting a move. And that's why I said that extra kick in the ass to get it started is usually what gets me over that hump.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Where I don't have to go through those mental hurdles to begin with. It kind of just sends me over them. And I'm on the road now, you know?
Right.
So, and that way, like, what works for me is, you know, not thinking so much, going to the gym, goal setting, working towards those goals, reading, enjoying time with people who I love and care about, like, things like that.
You know what's funny? You saying this stuff, I remember I was just recently, like, I like the picture on your Instagram, right? And so I like clicked your bio, like not bio, your profile, and went to your profile and saw the whole timeline and the completion, and I was just like, yo, why does my nigga not get more attention? Like your photos are the shit. Like,
thank you, dog.
Like, if I'm being like outside of knowing you, if I just saw your photos, I would think you were one of those people that pop up on the news feed of search. You know what I mean?
It's funny. So you just said this, right? You know, people they pay to see you lose. And this has been a hypothesis of mine for a little bit now. I haven't been able to confirm nor deny it, but.
And I'm talking about your personal page. I'm not even talking about your media page. I'm talking about personal.
Both. So boom, right? So I'm starting to get this more and more. And like I said, it's just a hypothesis. I haven't been able to prove it yet. But my observations have led me to start to think this way, that people see me. People have always seen me. But for whatever reason, I haven't gotten the attention from it, the praise from anything, the respect from anything, or just even the acknowledgement.
That's what I mean. I'm like, yo, this nigga looks like the niggas that be in the motherfucking search column.
That's like, what I'm saying.
You need, not need. You don't need the approval of anybody. Like you all know that you the shit. It's just the fact of like, yo, like with the right eyes on him, he's a success. Like big time. He's big time. You're already a success, but you're like.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you you that bull, and I'm just like, it's not correlating the amount of attention that it's getting.
Like I said, it's just something. So in a real life example, like when people don't, when people like they see like a naturally like attractive person and stuff like that, a lot of times they won't want to give that person a compliment because they know that they're attractive, but they don't want them to know that they're attractive. And I feel like lately that's been kind of what's been. I feel like people haven't been giving me my just due because they don't want me to feel good about myself.
But you know what, too? I'm going to take it out of that.
But to be happy.
I'll take it out of that deeper thought and adjust it to a more logical thought that you have done a lot of rebranding in your social media not career, but you know what I mean? Like the time you've spent on social media, you've done a lot of rebranding. Your name has changed
a
couple times. So I'll blame that as opposed to people not wanting to see you win. Yeah. Because the only reason I have the little bit of following that I do is because my name has been consistent the entire time. And while I did, like I took a page out of your book because it was some point in my life where I felt like, man, deleting pictures from my Instagram would just be like trying to perfect an image that's not perfect. However, I've perfected it and I deleted a lot of images because like social media is now to me business more so than social. Yeah. Social is real life.
It's your online identity.
Right. And so I'm treating it as such. I'm not treating it like it's really me. Right. You don't know me. Right. And you will never know me from pictures. Right. So like I can perfect that image. And you've perfected your image a couple of times. So curating that takes breaking down and rebuilding just like muscle. And so like I think it's coming. And so that negates everything we just said. You don't have to worry.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of where, my headspace is now, where I'm just like, man, like, I just got to do more and, like, not, just... Like I said, it's so easy for me to get down on myself, and that's why I'm making such a point to just, like, just remain focused, because just like that shit can just...
You about to come back like, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Cole.
See, to the... Oh, man! I used to take pictures of my nigga Manny.
That shit was too perfect.
That's the name of the pod.
Yeah, allow me to reintroduce myself. That shit crazy. That shit went up just now. I was about to write your whole bars for you. Like, you said, nigga, don't get me into it. Yo, recently some baby hit me up from the old group, but she was like, motherfucking asking for a feature, and sure, I'll participate, and it's because I love the art of things. I love writing, and like what I've learned from featuring on songs is that like it makes me get into a different creative bag. It forces me to like acquiesce to whatever your style was, and or feed my style to yours, and show you how I do with it, and it's just fun.
That switching lanes, though, that shit's hard.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I felt that shit.
Because I'm telling you, because for me, I told you, like, when you get in that bag, it reminds me of the spirit when we were freestyling.
Yeah.
That type of shit, like.
And you know what? That's confidence, though, right? It takes confidence to get back in that bag because, like, motherfucking, those are beats that require confidence. Yeah. And so, like, I've been, like, being as though I've been focusing more on myself, that confidence has been building back up because I know who I am. Yeah. I've been forgetting that because I've been, like, trying to be someone else. Right. And it's not that I've been trying to be, like, totally outside myself, more so than doing things that were outside of myself. Right. And it was all ego more so than the real me. And so, like, now that I'm back to myself, I really feel like I can hop in my bag confidently, and who gonna fuck with me? Like, it's the attitude that I'm bringing to it. Right. So it feels much better. Like, and I definitely am like feeling more open to collaborative efforts. You know.
I remember it was a point where you was like, "Nigga, this is me."
Yeah, because I felt like nobody could really match my steez. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was on a more serious tip, but at this point, it's just like, dog, I'm just good at what I do. Yeah. Put me in a creative setting and let's do it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, the second point I was going to make earlier.
I was about to say, please bring that back because I was curious.
So, because you mentioned how, you know, you can't put a price on what we have, which is not putting ourselves where we made mistakes that we can't take back.
Right.
I noticed that a lot of parents on social media, I don't want to just put...
Once you said parents, you was hitting on it.
I don't want to put one gender, but I'm going to say parents.
Parents.
To be a little more PC. But
okay.
I noticed a lot of parents... You see where I'm going. A lot of parents on social media are taking trips, going out, fucking doing all type of shit. And I'm like... I'll be like, yo, where is your baby?
Dog.
Where?
I'll tell you. That is crazy that you just said
because
that.
I'll see the picture. I'm like, oh, she fine. Oh, damn. I'm like, damn. And then I scroll down, and be like,
crazy
oh, they
that
got a
you
kid.
just said that.
They got it, and all.
Dog.
What the fuck?
So I'm watching this babe story from my high school, right? They rating each other's drinks, Or I'm looking at the post she put, and where they're, you know what I mean? They all in there, like little pajama sets, you know, onesies that cut up the ass, you know, sexy shit. Y'all looking good.
Yeah.
I watched the story though, and the one babe, and you know what I mean, slim, thick, perky titties. You know when the ass crack is getting darker? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
That shit is showing. I love black women. I do. This was a slip.
Oh god.
Because in the next story, when I'm recording too. I'm screen recording.
Yeah. You gotta do it.
I deleted Google Chrome. I ain't trying to see no porn. But that's porn. For me. That's that ass. I'll bust to that. Next story though, it ruined all my erection. Cause they having a girls' night out. They introducing each other's drinks and shit. But here come this bitch's son to sit on her lap.
In the party?
In the party.
That's an unfollow for me. I ain't gonna cap.
Now, granted, it wasn't the person that I was following. It wasn't her son. That wasn't her.
Gotcha.
It was one. It's a girls' night,
yeah,
so a lot of her friends are there.
Yeah, it's one of them.
However, I'm seeing this behavior like
it's nasty.
And you know what? It's like it's laughable for me because that was probably the same kind of bitch that I wanted. You know, like you want your girls' night. You want to have fun. However, your life is not about you anymore. You have a kid.
You have responsibility.
You have responsibilities, and now you're showing that kid this.
Yeah.
And that kid was a boy.
Yeah.
You're his mother, and this is how you're acting in front of him.
Yeah.
It's not to say that you can't act that way. You're grown.
Yeah.
In front of your son?
It's a no.
I can speak to this. A big reason why I was so upset that one day about like just family and stuff like that. I know where I came from just growing up, raising my I was raised like I was raised good and everything. However, like when we left motherfucking I was and you know all my older brothers is much older than me, so they was already out the crib or kicked out. And so I was teaching myself the manhood thing. And like motherfucking a lot of my treatment of women now comes from what I saw in sisters and my mother.
Right.
And so like seeing that little boy in that video and knowing that this is what he's seeing at that age. He's at least like 3, not even 4 yet.
Yeah, triggered. That's being triggered.
Yeah, I'm just like,
shit.
Yo, this boy, you don't know how you're impacting him right now.
Mm-hmm.
As his mother. And it's just like, I'm seeing a lot of that. A lot of that in this age.
And for me, like it does something to me because my mom, me and my brother were whole world. Like when she. She wasn't working. She was raising us.
Right. Now, granted, I don't mean like when I say like what I learned from my sisters and my mother. Like
I know what you mean.
It wasn't like out there like that.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying in terms of like how we were developed.
Right.
And what matters and how we became to be. We take family very seriously.
Yes.
And we take children very seriously.
Oh, and that's gonna touch on another thing. I'm gonna just type it in.
Yeah, and we take the growth and the nurturing of children very seriously because kids matter,
right?
And these kids are going to be the ones who are going to be in the forefront of the next world coming in.
Right.
They're going to have to inherit the world we're leaving behind, and if they're not prepared or they're not being well suited for what's to come, it's only going to be our fault.
Right.
So for me, when I see that kind of shit, my first question is, how come you're not at home with this child? Why are you out now in Mexico, in Miami, in Atlanta, and all type of places? But then like I'm scrolling through more of your pictures and it's like your son, your daughter, whoever kids you have, and it's just like, dog, like that time is done. That time is done.
Well, that's not for us to say fully. I can't agree with that totally because like in order for us, like I said earlier, in order for me to get my goals accomplished the correct way or just to move forward correctly in my path, my happiness got to be right. So I'm sure for a parent, your happiness got to be right.
For sure. However,
it's a way to do it, and because we don't have kids, I'm sure that people are going to look at us like, motherfucker, you don't have no. But fuck that. We don't have kids because we're responsible enough to know that we don't want that responsibility.
A lot of these tendencies come from younger parents. People who had kids at 16, 17, 18, 19.
You ain't
right?
lying.
That these are things coming
No, not even younger parents, more so than parents in this age. Because motherfuckers can be that baby was 20. I mean 20. That baby was motherfucking 3. I know I was 3. I had to sweep on my dad. Motherfucker, I was making money at 3.
I had a full-time job.
Motherfucker, goddamn, shit, he was passing scratching his back. Like, nah, motherfucker, going to the store. Anyway,
this nigga going crazy.
I'm going crazy. But goddamn, these women, that baby was like 3 at least. Like if I'm to gauge, right? So like, but that lady had to be at least in her 20s, 22, 20. So like she was old enough. It's just a matter of like motherfucking. You're a young parent. You're in this age. Keeping it being a lot of if they was keeping it super real. A lot of these girls don't want the kids that they got.
That's where I was getting to, because when you're at this young age, unless you planned it and this was something that was arranged by you or just you, that is what you wanted.
You know how many social media posts I see of these women getting pregnant and then I don't see the pops? Yo, there's this girl that I popped that I was in fear that it was mine.
Dog, listen.
But luckily, the motherfucker was born way too long after the actions had taken place. Right. And I feel like the person I know their family well enough to know that I would have known if it was mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They would have told me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like 2021, no kids still, and like motherfucking, but like that same motherfucker that I'm talking about, I never seen the pops.
Dog, listen, it's so multi-layered. That's what I'm saying. I have such an issue with it because not only are y'all not truly taking care of your kids, you're giving them a roof over their heads and clothes on their back and food. Fine, that's basic necessities. But what are you teaching them? This. Right. You're teaching them this.
Right.
And then now you're not having the father, or the father isn't having the mother. Well, usually nowadays, obviously, just the mom not having the father.
Yeah.
And it's just like the way in which these children are going to be growing up is going to be just super unbalanced, and it's going to take a lot to get them to a place where they actually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now you're not equipping them well enough to get through life. Instead, because you didn't want to have them when you did, now you're still trying to live out as much fun as possible.
Right.
and
You
get this
weren't
out the
done
way.
being selfish.
But now, like, because you were stupid in what you were doing,
Right.
this is the cost of it. But now you're not trying to take accountability for it.
Now see, we are perfectly segued because that's what I typed in earlier, like motherfucking accountability. Like we're talking on kids and everything. Like I ain't gotta get into it, but you know what I'm thinking about, like motherfucking kids and like a lot of stuff that I advised against as a youngin', and motherfucking like fast forward to today. You know what I'm saying? You complaining about where you at, and I'm in a position to even help you out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like the proof being a pudding for me. Like my lifetime, I feel like is such a blessing, and it's so different and it's so nuanced because I've been shown proof that I do know better.
Yeah.
And I try as much as I try to like lead horses to water. You know what I mean? Nobody acting thirsty until it's a drought.
Yeah.
Woo! You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. And so like I'm just like looking at past situations and you know, like the family and accountability. Like I'm the last Mohican. My brother's either, you know, gone or locked up, and it's like the women in my family, while when you said accountability, and the thing about accountability is that you can't worry about another motherfucker's accountability.
Yeah.
You gotta only worry about your own. That's what it is to be accountable.
Shit, who you telling?
It's nigga, I just learned this because it's hard. That shit I was telling you over the weekend and shit, like motherfucking. The fast forward to today is the growth of that, because like motherfucking I already took accountability then of saying that, like, you know, I have a tendency to take a lot of what I feel out on those close to me because I feel like they're the only ones that can hear it. You know what I mean? However, like that's taking accountability, right? However, like motherfucking I double back from that and was like, man, but I don't see accountability coming from elsewhere. But it's just like, man, like I said, a couple days went by, time takes place, and then I realized that all of that was just me being in my feelings. It's all in the past and the stuff I need to let go.
Yeah.
And but that's accountability, right? It's easy for me to do because it's easier to be accountable.
Right.
Like once you start getting in the habit of being accountable for what's on you, it's easier to move forward in life because that's the only way to do it.
Right.
But like motherfucking, I had to let go of other people not being accountable. You made a point of women really not holding accountability. A lot of times they'll just rebuttal. Like and I felt like it was because I'm a man or something that in my family, like motherfucking everybody's going against what I'm saying. But it's just like at this point, I'll simplify it by not giving a fuck and just taking accountability for me.
That's what you gotta do.
And moving forward, right.
That's what you gotta do, because really, like, what's gonna last longer was the person who was able to put it behind them and grow from it. And that's something that even to this day, like I'm practicing. You know what I'm saying? Because with my past situation, you know, I'm still taking accountability for all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it hasn't. And I know for sure there has not been much accountability taken on their side from what I've had to do. But I can't let that frustrate me, even though as frustrating as it is, I can't allow that to truly get to me, because at the end of it all, who's really going to be happy and satisfied is me, because like you said, I'm in a situation where I'm blessed.
Yes.
I have things that are going to keep me grounded and things that are that's going to help me keep going.
Right.
Like, it's more for me than the things I had to be accountable for.
Now, when you say that, like, it's beautiful. This is beautiful because I was thinking about this on, like, while I was alone and shit, or while I'm at work and walking and thinking. But like, do you feel like that is pertaining to your traumas? Like, because I was thinking about it, like, motherfucking, I'm blessed to have the traumas I have because they're not very traumatic. Like, if I really think about my life in totality, like, I've been through things. However, I haven't been through anything that, like, is... It doesn't make me think twice about myself. It doesn't... It's just... it's it's like my traumas aren't that bad. When I met Miss Lady and I realized that she had been through the woodwork, her parents was on. My dad was on crack before I was born. He got clean. Her parents was on crack when she, you know what I mean? Like, you know, shit was crazy for her. Like, she been in the system. She seen it all. Like, and so like, perspectively comparing that, I know like, there's a lot of things there's a lot of trials and tribulations that I've missed out on. And I'm very blessed to have the trials that I did have. And so like when I speak to that, like pertaining to traumas, like I like part of me being able to communicate this stuff out was communicating with the ladies in my family who were part of my trauma. They just like being the only dude in a house full of people that feel like they're against you. Like that was traumatic for me.
Yeah.
But it's not a big deal, you know, in the grand scheme of things, in comparison at least. I don't know. I try to minimalize it so that I can get past it easier.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do.
It could be my big deal, but like at the same time, I don't have to let it be that.
Yeah.
And so I'm past it now. Like, but that's the thing I'm saying. Like, it's harder when it's harder to speak to the traumas that created what imbalance there is now.
Right.
You know, so like motherfucking, is that speaking to like any would that be something that you can practice, like getting past certain like any trauma, like motherfucking, yeah, is that something you think that working in yourself, like more so than like just letting go of the past, is it still hard, has it become any easier?
It's definitely become easier. In the beginning stages, it was very, very hard. Like, as far as this situation that recently happened.
Yeah.
Very, very, very hard to kind of move away from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, and to get into it all, we'd be here all day. But,
yeah.
The short of it.
Simplifying.
Yeah, the short of it, to get to this point was just staying focused on something. You know what I mean? So then lately, what it's been is like, having, like I said, to take accountability some more, it's now reminding me of all those things.
Right.
And now it's like a point in the effort, kind of like knowing how I got here, that I can do anything else. I'm like, all right, I was able to get through that, and now I'm kind of in that, I feel like I'm in that headspace again, but I'm dealing with it a little bit easier this time.
I love it.
I'm learning to let it be what it is. Embrace the times when I'm not always feeling the best. Embrace when I might be feeling angry, or I might be feeling sad. Like, I'll acknowledge it, but I'll have to remind myself of the things that I've done, what I'm doing, and where I'm going.
You know what? When you said that just now, I thought of the crutch comment I made, right? And I think my crutch has been that my crutch are the people who love me. Like, when I'm upset, I take it out on them. And it's not right. And that's the crutch, though. Like, I feel like I can express myself however I want. It's almost like abuse, man. Like, I can express myself however I want because I know you love me and you won't go anywhere. It's like, it's wrong, man. It's wrong.
It's funny you mentioned that. I was thinking about that shit. I was like, man, like, how we talk to people differently. Like you said, how you express yourself to the people you love is gonna be different. How you express yourself to people who you don't really know or you don't love. I'm like, man, whenever I was in a relationship with someone and I knew I had the liberty to pretty much say whatever it is I wanted, I would, you know, and then I would be confused as to why they would feel a way about it. I'm like, but you're supposed to love me, you're supposed to understand me.
And that speaks to when we was talking about that fear of like, how long are you going to be able to deal with this?
Yeah, and that's when the other part of it is too, like, just learning to just be considerate and and just a little more empathetic, because everything isn't so against you, and things are always making everybody feel something. And when you come to that understanding that everyone has a right to stand on what they feel and how things have gotten to that point, it's things become more cohesive.
Yeah, 100%. As a man, I feel like I don't have any kids. So the biggest responsibility I have right now is to be level-headed for an example. You know what I mean? Like, we're the last of a generation, and we're showing generations how to carry themselves, man. And like, we are also washing the hands of the last generation who showed us the wrong things.
Right.
So like, and of the current generation who are showing the wrong things, you know, like we're trying to change the game, and like it really takes a lot of accountability, a lot of honesty with yourself, and that's where I'm at with shit. Like I'm really trying to just be a better man, cause like with that, you know, money or muscle won't make me. You know what I mean? Like it'll be my manhood that's respected, and that's something that I've noticed that is a pattern throughout all my life. I might. I mean, I am who I am, but I always have stood on my square. Like I gotta be my own man, and I wouldn't feel right otherwise. And I gotta keep carrying that torch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's part of manhood, and like I think when I was 7 was when that clicked, because my nephew was born. I had a niece already, but when my nephew was born, he was in the house. It was just a little different for me, because I was just like, yo, I gotta man up, and there ain't no men around to really teach me, so I gotta really show myself what it is. Now, granted, like I did the best I could from what I knew, and I'm growing from that as a man now. But yeah, like ultimately, like I feel like the responsibility of just being an alpha male is showing a good example of how to carry yourself to man and woman.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's always being the best version of you.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of like speaking to a lot of people feel like when people say like alpha male, you're just supposed to be like Mr. Bitches.
Yeah.
You know, but it's more to do with just being like the better version of you, where you're the highest form of yourself. And you're above the rest. You're an alpha.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not succumbing to the same things these others are succumbing to.
Exactly.
Because you figured it out for yourself.
Precisely.
You know, and all alphas, you know, they're all leaders. And not saying other people can't be leaders, but alphas make the best leaders.
They do.
That's why it's the alpha pack leader, or like, you know, the alpha whatever. You know, God, the alpha and the omega. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the top, but it's not in a way of being arrogant. It's a way of just showing that you've now ascended to a level where you're just the best you.
I'll tell you, just harkening back to, we was talking about social media and our break from it, but I'll tell you how it's helped. A lot of advice on success in life that I get from has been from little snippets from social media. One of them being how I learned like to stay focused on my little path was like, you know, focus on the energies that you're getting from life. If your circle isn't talking about these things, then you need a new circle. And I realized that my circle is talking about these things: self-growth, self-development, open new businesses. Miss Lady, she's got her home care business underway and shit, like growth, all this kind of stuff. Like when I look at these intangible things, I'm like, yo, this is different from sex. Like this is on another level of this is just grown shit.
Yeah.
Like it's not even about this childish shit no more, about pleasure and like getting shit off and ego. It's more so about the elements of success.
Right.
And this shit is going.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I can make a choice at this crossroad in my life. I could keep doing what I do, or I could get out of my comfort zone and, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, I really feel like this is a point where we could make strides.
Yeah, I agree. Fucking this, like, oh man.
You know what I'm saying? This is crazy.
Crazy.
Yo, my hat fall off one more game. They gonna know I'm a picker. They gonna know. They gonna know I be picking. Nah, there ain't no denying I'm black. fuck? I don't want to hear no complexion jokes.
Oh man, he's a nigger, right?
Hard R, bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, nigger. Right? Speaking of these hard R's and bitch ass niggas,
what's up?
I found out the other day that my mom watches the show, or she watched it.
This one? Oh, I'm not surprised.
Because my mom, she was like, you know, your grandma watched the show. I was like,
oh, my mom.
yes.
I thought you said my mom.
Oh no, my grandmother. Yeah. And
I love
like,
it too.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said that
yeah.
She was like, she was talking to my dad. She was like, you didn't tell me, Kobe Manny had a podcast. She was like, yeah, I didn't tell you because you know it was all kind of crazy on there. And she was like, well, I went to his page and I watched it and I loved it. She was like, they were doing such a good job. She was like, she watched the one. She was like, I heard you on there talking about that. He was like, I was like, you got your ass,
got your ass now. Nah, because it's real shit. Like what the content we produce is. It's already genuine because without these cameras and mics, we would have these conversations.
Regardless.
And so, like, we decided that it's very powerful to share because it's needed in the fucking, you know what I mean, in the universe. Yeah. What's the word you use?
Ethos.
Yes, I was about to say in the
in the entree.
Fuck, it was stupid. It wasn't even the right word, but it was like a favorite word to use.
And the enthusiasm.
It's a simile to Exodus. Diaspora. I wanted to say it so bad. I said we gotta put this in a diaspora. A diaspora is an exodus. Like or like you know what I mean. Like
nigga, this ain't time for bars. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I said nigga the nigga I'm that nigga the I'm gonna see the
Exodus.
You got some Migos. I'm the hero. Went from 0.
Got out the mud.
Call me Negro.
Call me Negro.
Lick my pee hole. Here I go. Nah, but shit, man. Nah, that's all. So it feels good to know that. Like,
yeah, it was funny to me. I was like, yeah, that's great. You know.
Yeah, man. Of course. This thing is supposed to be seen. But I noticed too that we get into more like we laugh a lot. However, earlier on we laughed a lot more.
Yeah.
Like the more comfortable we get with this, the easier it is to ease into like our deeper thoughts.
Yeah.
We should laugh more. Nah, but there's a lot of improvement. Like what I do like about this is that if I watch the first episode to now, I can see improvement in myself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like self-development wise.
You know what's crazy? Let's talk about this, and we can end it after this. But imagine if we were like recording our early conversations from like years ago.
Dog.
I can't.
If
remember,
I can find some content from back then, I
can't remember half the shit we used to talk about, but I know we used to get into some shit.
Yeah, we was in our bag, dog.
Imagine, dog.
Hearing that shit now and just knowing like we had so much insight.
Niggas wouldn't believe the shit we're saying now.
Real shit.
How we were this way then.
Real shit.
You know
and that's why I posted that one post on my story, just of how I deleted it now because like I said, I'm off social media for now. But like, what is it? You look crazy until you're until it works, and then you're a genius. And that's just what I feel like we putting in the work for. Like motherfucking, this shit is just so original and so real.
Right.
Like motherfuckers won't even understand the value. Until it's too late.
That's why when people keep asking me, like, you know, what's the podcast about? What's the podcast about?
It's hard to explain. It's different.
I literally tell them, I'll be like, yo, it's literally me and my cousin, and these are the conversations we have on camera that we have off camera.
I mean,
like that's what it is. Because this can't be put in a box.
Right.
We don't talk about one specific thing. We don't always come in looking to keep this one idea going. Like
it's
literally like it's literally this. None
any
of this would
episode
be
can
here.
be different.
None of this would be here, and we would have sat here and talked about all these same things.
Real shit.
Regardless,
we could be coming home from the gym,
and
these are the same conversations.
Things.
That's the inception of this whole idea. Coming home from the gym and having these discussions with each other.
Making a joke.
You know what I'm saying?
They come to
seeing the bird fly across. So, Jerry Bird. What's the title of it?
It was like, that's it.
But real shit though, like man, it's just so genuine, so good and therapeutic that I feel like I'm in all the right energies. This has to be meant to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Real shit. Good shit, nigga.
Good shit, dog. Good shit.
Yeah.
What was episode 10 now? We on 10?
Episode 10. Nice
Thank
and done. That's
God.
10. That's 11 weeks.
Man, listen, I've been so happy not to get out the fucking one digits this
Honestly.
Fuck
Imagine getting to the threes. Dog, such a proud moment. By that point, my nigga, we just like...
I'm marking every milestone. The 10th episode, nigga, we going strong. Who would have thought?
You know what I'm saying? That's 11 weeks.
Thought, nigga.
And we always got to put it a week behind because I know we lapsed one of them Jones. But like,
still, it's like...
Good shit.
That's still something.
That's consistency.
That's consistency. Like
I love that.
You know, so I can't wait till we get there.
And it's gotten so much easier every time.
50, nigga, 100, 200,
1,000. Nigga, we about to be up there with the, yeah.
All them niggas.
Yeah, nigga. But until then, nigga, I ain't doing the flap again. But you know what it is. You know what it is.
Every fucking Monday, goddamn, you know what I'm saying? We'll catch y'all next week.
Good shit. Much love, yo.
Larry Bird.